I know, it's 2025 and artificial intelligence is now answering our tax questions, managing portfolios, maybe even recommending investments in real time. So the question becomes, why would you still hire a human being? We're gonna talk about that today on our show because I wanna speak for all of my certified financial planners, all my brothers and sisters out there in the advisory world. We still hold tremendous value for you all, and I'm gonna talk about that today on our show. Today on Mindset with Brad Barrett, let's go. Welcome back to Mindset. I am Brad Barrett. This is producer Jared, and as always, the lovely Kira. Today we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence, and in my opinion, why a human financial advisor is still a better value to help you build your wealth versus AI, versus all the apps and the technology that you have out there around artificial intelligence. There still is a huge value. I'm going to bring up 4 specific points on this as to why working with a human financial advisor is still more beneficial for your wealth building process.
Why is Brad better than AI?
I'm gonna beat this computer. I'm like the Dwight.
In one corner, we
have Brad. No, I'm gonna take this on today. So stay tuned here.
It's gonna replace everything and everybody.
That's what they say.
It's gonna be the end of the world. I believe that.
But there's some.
We're gonna die of starvation because we won't have jobs.
Yeah. We're gonna
can't
dig
make
into
money.
that one a little later. But I do want to bring this to you because I really do think it's a really important tool, and we're gonna talk about that. But I want you to kind of understand how the investment world is working with it, as well as how you can use it to your advantage. But I do still feel like the human connection is still there. And quite frankly, if I can just be completely straight with y'all, we're talking about artificial intelligence, but quite honestly, we should be handling natural stupidity, in my opinion, first, because let's be fair. We're now trying to solve the world's problems and do all these kind of things with this technology, and we can just be better humans and be better people. But hey, I digress.
Sure.
I'm not on one. I didn't have a day.
I mean, AI's been around for what, a week?
Yeah, literally.
And everybody's using it to basically be like, how do I tie my shoes?
Yeah. I mean,
we're goners, man.
It kind of like came in at perfect timing though, because it was my like second year of college. You know how easy it was before like teachers could track it to be like, write me a 6-page paper.
Yeah. So here's the problem. And I understand this to be, and we're going to talk about this, but like, you don't feel like that's not like teaching you something? Like you're literally relying on this thing to feed you the information and assuming it's true.
No,
Which, again, I'm not saying it's not, but
my personal rule has only been like use it for subjects that I won't need in the future or I don't care about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
That's how it starts. And then it's like, well, I'll just use it to save time.
It's like a gateway drug.
It's
a gateway drug. So you should know this about our pre-production meeting on this show. Kira and I are on one side, and Jared is very much on the other side in the sense of like, we're all doomed. Am I wrong?
My side is Skynet Terminator was a documentary, and that's what's going to happen.
So,
yeah.
He's also the prepper too, by the way.
It's true.
So
yeah. I got food. I'll be all right. You guys are
Wait,
goners.
there was a show like a couple weeks ago when we made a clip in the beginning as Jared like, I'm a survivor.
I saw that, yeah.
And
I remember the show.
That's where we like completely disagree. You know, like I'd rather go with.
Like, Kira and I are of the opinion with our own families, like, if it's time, it's time. I know where I'm going. Hope you do too. Jared's going to stay in the fight.
Which I respect.
Yeah, respect.
I also know where I'm going. I'm just going to get there later than you.
Yeah.
Right. I hope I get to watch, you know?
From up like above, kind of just watching.
From above. I mean,
hey,
you guys are like
Jared. He's still
the first to go. You guys are weak. You're going early.
Jared's going to be down there. Hey, Kira, look at him go.
Look at him fight.
Just
look at him try.
Look at him trying.
Look at him fighting all the Terminator machines.
God's up there like, isn't he cute?
Yeah.
He's so cute. All right. Here's the first point I want to bring up. Anyways, here's the first point I want to bring up about why a natural human being versus a computer, numbers versus nuance. So AI is smart. I'm not going to deny that. It's brilliant, right? It can, scan thousands of data points. It can give you answers right away. It can predict even market trends. Like, I get it. It can work for a lot of things in your investment world, but it cannot read people yet. I'm not saying it can't in the future, but currently not. So here's the catch. I'm going to bring up a real life scenario as a financial advisor and give you a good context here, right? Let's say you're a 42-year-old person and you write into AI, I have $250,000 in my IRA. I want to retire by 60. And then AI will spit out basically, okay, you should be an aggressive allocation for your investments, right? It knows
textbook responses.
It knows data.
Yeah.
A human advisor, myself included, in a discovery meeting would ask, great, are you married? Do you have kids? Do you want to put those kids through college? What are their ages? What are your values? What do you like doing in your off time? In retirement, how do you want to be spending your money? Like context is a huge deal here, which is why I labeled it numbers versus nuance. Understanding context, understanding empathy, sympathy, just general human interactions with people, reading the whites of someone's eyes as an advisor when they're talking about that retirement, seeing them glisten on the notion of being able to, understanding the pain it took to get to where they currently are in this example of 42 versus trying to retire at 60. Like seeing that provides a level of service that a computer, in my opinion, just can't do.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that you always talk about how much emotion plays into finance.
Yeah.
And like that's the number one thing that AI doesn't tap into, is that feeling, the emotional side of spending.
Yeah. And we'll talk about this later because it is a tool, but like it's something that I just don't think it can read. I mean, AI knows the math, but an advisor sees the story behind the math. And I think those need to go together. So the second point leads into this, and I've talked about this before on our show for those of you who watch each week. Behavior beats brilliance. So we know AI is brilliant. We know AI is intelligent. Every time I say brilliant, I think of like an English person. Brilliant.
Twist the mustache.
Yeah, just like a very smart intellectual guy. Behavior beats brilliance. This to me is where human advisors shine the most. In fact, if you watch one of our old episodes about the value of a financial advisor, one of the key points in the empirical data study, again, empirical data, it wasn't just a feeling study, it was actual data. The largest concept of the wealth gap between working with an advisor versus not was behavioral coaching. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is we talked about number one, advisors know context, not just numbers, like the nuance versus numbers, but behavior beats brilliance, right? You don't need the smartest investment strategy in the world. What you need is one that you'll stick to. Catch my drift?
Yeah.
I think you need to hear that again. You don't need the smartest investment strategy out there. You don't need to read these blogs and these forums or ask ChatGPT or whoever else, hey, what's the smartest thing I can do with your money? You need one that you will stick to. Because hear me loud and clear. Discipline will always beat some sort of investment strategy or scheme you got going on.
So you can get
will.
You can get a plan, but that AI, whatever tool, is not going to help you stick or keep to that plan.
No, you got to ask it again. So if you feel you can do it, it's the same person of like looking in the mirror, right? If your financial advisor is you and you're doing it the DIY method, I talked about this before many times, right? I'm all good with that. Most advisors will try to like take this stand, like, blah, 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 like, well, you should use me and da, da, da. If you can do it, that's great. But I always challenge you with this. Like AI, for example, it's not going to stop you from panic selling during a market downturn, okay? The financial freakouts that you're going to have, it's not going to help you with it. You can go to it and ask you for the help of what to do, and it's going to give you, again, some numbers-based thing to do, but it's not going to sit with you in the nuance and be like, hey, I feel you, man. Like, what are you going through here?
Not going to calm you, talk you off the edge.
Exactly. They're going to bring logic, rationale, and only logic and rationale. Now, for my married people out there, we're all married in here. Hey, you'll understand this really good. It's like for a man having a conversation with my lovely wife, who I love very dearly. I had to learn very early on in our marriage that when she was talking about something or complaining about something or something going wrong in her day, I had to very clearly ask her, is this something you're asking me to help you solve? Or is this something you want me to listen to?
Oh, that's hard. So hard.
As a man, and I don't know if Dylan does, like, it's hard because our brains are wired to be like, and when you get to be fair, like when you're seeing it from a third party's point of view, I'm like, this is easy to solve. But you can't say that. Right. I can't say that to her because it's raw.
But I hope Veronica doesn't listen to this episode.
No, she'll agree because we've had these conversations before. She'll go, like I always say, like, and I'm like, I'm trying to help. We are husbands, we are wives. Husbands are trying to help. We're not. Yeah. Anyways,
we're fixers. We want to fix.
We're fixers. But that's the human element, even within a marriage or a relationship, where it's like, hey, I want to ask you real quick, because AI is not going to do that. AI is going to give you here's the rationale, here's the logic.
Right.
I don't know where that came from, but
it's a really good sound
effect. It's doing, And in fact, studies have actually shown that investors who work with advisors, as I mentioned on our show, right, have higher net worths over time.
3%.
3%. I did a whole study on that. I didn't. Vanguard did, and a whole bunch of places did. We talked about it. It's huge.
Yeah.
So, it's like anything else in your life. Having an accountability partner in your corner is a huge deal.
You remember the show we did on kind of the amygdala?
Yeah.
And it was basically like
the emotional intelligence.
Intelligence, how it affects your money. It's like when you get good advice sometimes, that amygdala takes over and you just go to panic mode and you make stupid decisions. The AI is not going to be like, hey man, cool, like that.
They won't, unless you keep asking it, but you're not going to keep asking it because you're Your brain's not wired that way.
Right.
And you build like relationships with your clients. And I'm sure over the years you've seen like their patterns, you know, and I think that might help you work with them better. Where ChatGPT, every time you start over, you know?
Every time you start over. It's not getting smarter on you. It's getting smarter in general, but it's not getting smarter on you.
Yeah.
The third point I want to bring up is planning. I had to sneak it in there.
Planning.
Yeah, I know. You guys are bored with it. But here's the thing.
CFP.
Planning is personal, friends. And I know I beat a dead horse with this with you guys all the time. You have to hear me say it. Our subscribers are like, dude, this guy really again? Yeah, really again. Because we need to talk about financial planning, because real planning, just to be clear, real planning, like when should I take Social Security? How do I fund my kids' college? Should I buy that second home or take out a mortgage? How do I build a tax efficient investment strategy? Like, these are all questions that AI can give you suggestions on, but a human advisor can help you weigh trade-offs, don't you think? And help you live through your values. So if you ask those questions to AI, it's going to give you a logical, rational response. If it was a client of mine and I said, well, hey, interesting enough, we're talking about that second home. Remember about a couple of years ago, we paid off those credit cards. We had an overspending issue and we really haven't fixed that problem. Like, I don't think getting into more debt on a second property is going to help with that context, right? So planning is personal. Understanding that is huge. It's not just about spreadsheets, because if it was, AI would be great. It's not just about spreadsheets. It's about life. Like, planning and investments, you're really investing in buying back your time in the future.
Because everyone, I've heard you say this when you're talking about, because we always ask, like, how much do you need? And it's like, well, what do you want to do? What, you know,
correct.
Everyone's plan is probably different in their
no, the answer is pretty secret. More, right.
But like, when we were just talking about retirement, you know, last week on vacation, it was like, okay, well, how do you want to live? Where do you want to live? And that's going to be different for every single person.
Totally.
So it makes sense that, like, you can't have the same plan for every single person.
And I think when you realize how important money is, and again, I share this a lot because it's something I've lived over half my life in now. It's not important from like the values of thinking it's evil or it's taking over your life. It's important because what you're doing is investing in your future self. You're investing in, every time you invest, or dollar cost average, or you're putting in your 401k, or you're putting money aside, you're buying time back for yourself. That's ultimately the commodity you're investing in. So that third point is planning is personal. It's huge.
Planning is personal. Love it.
It's personal. And the fourth one I want to bring up here, and this might be one of the most important ones, is I labeled it tools versus trust. Let's be honest. AI is a tool. And most good advisory shops, I know I can speak for us, use AI. We have to. We have it in all of our technology. We can use it for research, portfolio construction, client relation management systems, you name it. But here's the difference. AI, artificial intelligence, is a tool, all right? A financial advisor is a guide. It's different. A guide will use a tool, but a tool won't use a guide.
Sure.
Catch my drift?
Yeah.
So you have a guide navigating you on some sort of whatever hike you're going on, right? It'll use a tool like a map or whatever else, but it's not an inverse relationship.
And since we're talking about tools, I mean, we have to ask about these, you know, AI trade bots, signal services like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are AI tools for that. I don't know if you want to call it day trader, that DIY.
Just an investor in general.
Type investor.
Yeah.
So where's the line between using, a day trader or something, using these tools, and, you know, are these good tools for DIYers?
I mean, essentially, yes. I think that the line becomes discernment, right? When you, the person being the DIYer, is using this tool to kind of assess a situation, do some research or whatever it is, right? You have to then put the final stamp on whatever the decision would be, right? You have to kind of put the final stamp on, okay, I like that, and that works into the other context that the technology doesn't know about.
Yeah, so you're not against using AI tools.
Not at all.
What you're saying is you don't want AI driving the car.
Correct. It should be in the car with you. It can be part of it, part of the discussion for sure. And it should be. I mean, I tend to stick into your camp a little bit. Like, I don't like to use it for our show. I don't like to, I want to come with creative and thought evoked emotional discussions here. So I try not to use it for certain things, but we've used it before in pre-production of just like, hey, quick research notes and stuff like that. So look, is AI powerful? Absolutely. Should it be used? I mean, look, I think it should be, but again, you can assess your own situation. But should it take over your entirety and run your life? Outside of money or just in general, I would caution against that. And I can tell you right now, the clients I've worked with for many, many years together, I have clients now who've been with you almost 20 years. I'm telling you, they've changed. We all have. There's seasons of life. There's ages and stages. So to think you're using AI right now at 25 and it's going to understand your growth trajectory at 35 or 45 when you're now married and now you have kids and now you got a mortgage, you can give it all that data, but it's not going to understand the stresses in the life discussion that's gone on to get there.
Right, because rarely is your life so straight on one line moving this way.
This is all life. Life is messy. That's what makes it fun. It's beautiful, but it's messy. So using it as a tool, involved with it as an advisor, but the advisor is the one helping, guide through that, getting to know you and going through everything. Because in the end, your money essentially is more than just money. It matters more than just money. It's about your family, your dreams, your future, your interests. It's so much more. And that, to me, deserves more than just an algorithm. It deserves a relationship. That's my stance.
Mic drop.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with your stance. As you know, I believe we should all stop using AI immediately for all things.
If it went away, in my opinion, if it went away, I wouldn't be sad. Because I do feel like we have enough research out there and enough stuff. I mean, it's kind of like when the internet came around in the 90s, right? I mean, a lot of people are likening it to that. I mean, back in the day, I remember, I'd have to go to the school library to look up a book report and a research and find some stuff out, right? The encyclopedia. Now you can just,
You had to put some effort in.
Gotta put some effort in.
Yeah.
But you learned. Your brain started forming and you started getting knowledge, not just because when you Google something, when you put it in ChatGPT, you get the answer, you cut and paste it where you need to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick. You're not learning.
Well, you barely even read it.
Totally.
Because the
You
answer
should,
is there. Well, right now, from a study from The Hill, which I don't know what that technically is, but it says about 32% of people in the U.S. trust AI, which is fairly low.
I thought it would be way
I thought
higher.
it'd be a little higher.
Everyone uses ChatGPT.
But it's also interesting, too, the context of the word trust. They're trusting it for, okay, what? You know what I mean?
Email or
how many feet are in a mile? If they just look that up, right? Yeah, okay, I trust that because I'm pretty sure it's right. It's not everyone usually knows that, but my point is trusting it with your point, your life savings.
Yeah.
I bet there's levels. There's levels to this stuff, man. There's levels to that word trust when it comes to AI.
Well, even asking AI what are the stats on people trusting AI? It says human oversight and control. This is coming from AI. Maintaining human oversight and control over AI decisions, especially in critical areas, are important for fostering trust. Providing a sense of control to users can also help decrease the algorithm aversion.
I'm going to say it again. Artificial intelligence is great, but we got a problem with natural stupidity. Because it's also making people look and getting grades, for example, in school, looking a lot smarter than they actually are. That's why as employers, we have to really vet people in terms of their resume. Resumes can now be done in AI and just their write-ups in school. So again, it still takes the human. You still got to interact in this world.
Yeah.
We digress.
It's all Skynet.
That's
not all good.
That's the reason why I still think working with a human financial advisor, still being in your corner, they know nuance versus numbers. They understand your behaviors. They can beat the brilliance of an AI. They still can do planning because planning is personal. We forget that. And there's also this big notion at the end that I talked about versus tools and trust. And again, it's a tool that can be used, but a lot of our life in the investing and money world doesn't fit into this algorithm. It can be used as a source, sure, but be careful how much you use it is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and use your brain.
Use your brain a little bit.
Come on.
Keep it. It's a muscle. Keep working it out.
It is a muscle. We have to keep using it.
All right. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed that today. We did. As always, we come to you every week. We're so thankful for our subscribers. Let us know how we're doing. Give us some comments. Let's beat the bots.
Beat the machines.
Beat the machine. Let's be the Dwights
bots.
here. We're going to beat the machine.
Brad beats bots.
Brad beats bots.
I'm convinced. You win.
Yes.
Brad's better than AI.
I wasn't saying me. I was talking all my brothers and sisters out there in the planner world. All the CFPs,
All the brethren.
Find them. Find the good ones. Hey, we enjoyed that, guys. As always, again, give us some comments and some likes. We appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to our show, we come out with weekly episodes every week. So definitely hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you lead with love, everything's going to be all right. We'll see you guys next week.